So yesterday we had the Honkai Star Rail version 1.1 live stream, which showed a lot of the content as well as the characters that are going to be coming out in version 1.1. And there were a few, I guess, technical difficulties with the English version. So that's why, if you saw my reaction yesterday, I was reacting to the CN stream. But now that we've gotten the English live stream, I've looked at some of the translations as well before the English stream came out. So I can give you all a quick rundown of all of the content we're going to be getting in version 1.1, which there's definitely a lot. So I'm not going to try to stall out too much. So we're just going to get right into it with starting with the characters and banners for version 1.1. So we are going to, for the first half of 1.1, have the Silver Wolf banner up, which the featured 4 stars on it are Dunhang, Asta, and Serval. So while I think these are all very solid characters, they also are characters that you get for free. So that might make the banner a little less worth it for people, unless those are characters that you're running. While I personally am probably not going to summon on Silverwolf because I'm going to be saving for Kafka, I wouldn't mind summoning on this banner if I wasn't saving for Kafka, just because I think Silverwolf is going to be very good. She's going to be able to have good debuffs. She's going to be able to basically implant a weakness from your enemy's types to, from your types to the enemy, which is super good. So that'll make some of those annoying stages where you don't have the type advantage definitely a lot more doable. Then for the second half of 1.1, we're going to have the Loacha Yukon banner. So the 3 featured 4 stars on that banner are Pella, Qingque, and Yukon. But if you're probably a lot of people are thinking, I wasn't really thinking about summoning for Loacha, but I also don't want to miss out on Yukong because Yukong is a very good offensive support. Maybe on the same level as Tingyun, I'll see when she's out and stuff like that. But it's okay to skip Loacha if you're only looking for Yukong, because they also announced in the stream that in 1.2 we are going to get a free Yukong from an event. So we'll have to wait just a bit longer to get her, but every player can get a free Yukong in 1.2. So if Yukong would be the only reason that you'd want to summon on Loacha, then you might be better off waiting for 1.2. And of course I'll go over these banners and these characters more in depth closer to when they come out, when I make my Should You Summon videos. So if you want to see that, definitely be sure to subscribe and leave a like. So then we go into the events, and they announced a good amount of events, which definitely was probably the weakest part for version 1.0. The only event we had was the Super League event, which was it took me 5 minutes a day for 5 days, and then there wasn't anything else to do for it. But yeah, they have a good amount of events planned for the upcoming 1.1 update. So the first one is the Star Hunt game, which is basically about how when Silverwolf and Kafka at the beginning of the game were trying to awaken you, Silverwolf also left a bunch of graffiti in the space station to kind of just poke fun at Herta and the space station people. You have to go around getting rid of the graffiti. But what's nice is that the graffiti designs, once you get rid of them, they'll become stickers that you can use to take pictures and just have around, which is definitely a nice thing. So it's not just bringing it in for the event and then we'll never see it again. I definitely think that's something that's really good. It's something that Genshin sort of struggled with, because Genshin would have things that were there for events and then you would never see them again. So I definitely do like the long-lasting appeal of that kind of thing. And also there is a free light cone we'll be getting from this event as well. And we're also getting the superimposition materials for it as well, so it'll be a free superimpose 5 light cone, which is going to be very good for free-to-play players for sure. Then next up we have the Everwinter City Museum event, which is basically a Belobog event where Pella's helping to open the museum, but exhibits keep getting stolen, so you gotta, try to help get them returned. And this event is really good. Well, for one, there's going to be rewards for getting the museum to the way it should be to help Pella open it. But also, One of the rewards for the event are the relic reroller thing that you get from the battle pass, which, you know, without events you'd only get one per version. So it's definitely good that we're gonna get another one from this event, so that people can stock up on those for when they're really ready to make like their desired relics for their characters. So definitely a very solid reward there as well. And it's also part of the museum event where you build up points as you help Pella and as you make the museum better and add more exhibits. So that's where you'll get your rewards for that as well. Next up, we have the Stellar Flare event, which is it's funny because the live stream poked fun at this. It's kind of like Forgotten Hall, but it's basically just like a limited combat stage event where each stage has a kind of like gimmick, and you'll get rewards for clearing each stage. And then they're also going to have trial characters. I hope, and honestly, I forgot to put this in the survey when I filled it out yesterday, but I hope some people mentioned how absolutely pitiful the Jing Yuan was as a trial character in the Super League event. So hopefully they'll try to make better builds for the trial characters. Genshin had like a similar issue, and then eventually they started making the builds better. So hopefully that can happen for Star Rail soon. But yeah, just general like rewards from that are going to be nice. Plus trial characters to give people more experience with other characters. I know in the live stream and the footage they showed, one of the trial characters was Ching Chue, which I'm actually excited about because I was looking up her kit, and she's definitely like reading it. It's kind of weird, but so it's one of those characters where like I'd want to see how it feels to play as her. So I'll definitely see how that goes. I'll try her out in the Stellar Flare event. Then they announced the Garden of Plenty event, which if you've played Genshin, it's the exact same idea as like the 3 runs a day where you get double rewards from domains or the like XP like the XP farming, which is super nice. So we'll be getting a daily amount of runs. I don't think they said how many runs exactly, but a certain number of runs per day on Calyxes where we'll get double drops, which is amazing to be able to deal with the sort of resource drought a little bit. So definitely once that comes out, it's going to be towards the end of version 1.1, but that'll definitely be great for people to stock up on resources to either not feel so far behind or like me to maybe pre-farm a little bit for when Kafka comes out. So that's going to be really great. Then they announced the Lab Assistants in Position event, which is basically, if you played Genshin, it's basically the Wandering Merchant event, where you submit whatever requested materials to a lab assistant in the space station, and then you get rewards for it. So a very simple but very effective event. When I played Genshin, the Wandering Merchant was probably one of my favorite events, just because of how simple it was and like it gave some solid rewards. So definitely great to see that in Star Rail as well. And then they also announced for the last sort of like event, quote unquote, although this one isn't limited like the other ones, they announced new companion quests for 4 characters, which is definitely very good because they didn't announce any like standalone events like the other ones in the Lofu. So, but instead, a lot of those characters are going to get companion quests. So we'll get to see some more lore about them and whatnot. So we're getting 4 companion quests. We're getting one for Silverwolf, for Loacha, for Yanqing, and for Bailu. And those are all characters that I definitely think like need some more spotlight and like some more lore shown in the game. So I'm excited to see what they're going to show in those companion quests. Then the last couple of things that they wrapped the stream up with. First of all, we are getting a login event similar to the beginning of 1.0, where if you log in for 7 days, you'll be able to get 10 premium Star Rail passes, which is a free 10 pull on the premium banners, which is so great. So like if you want to get Silverwolf, you want to get Loacha, if you're saving for 1.2 or whatever you're saving for, being able to stock up on 10 pull for free is so nice. And then lastly, they went over some small system changes. So, and honestly, all of them are pretty good. It's not too many of them, but like I think they're going to be pretty helpful for quality of life. So they're adding the feature, which is also a feature in Genshin, where for the enemies that drop like specific ascension materials that you need to farm, the map will let you track them now, which is so nice. You can know exactly where the enemies you need to fight are and not just like kind of guess based on what kind of enemy it is. And you can keep tracking all these enemies until there's no more in the map, because they respawn once a day. So you can go through all the ones each day and get the materials you need, which is going to be very helpful, I think. Then, for people who have had the warp trotters from the map, like run away on them, there's going to be a random chance for them to reoccur, so that you can still get those extra rewards from them, which is really nice. I definitely think that's a welcome change. And then lastly, they're adding a chat function, so you can talk to your friends in the game. I'm probably not going to use that too much, but like it might be helpful here and there. But yeah, I'm really excited for 1.1, and definitely expect content coming this coming week and stuff like that, talking about, you know, like maybe more specific things. And then once we get closer to 1.1, we'll get like the Should You Summon out and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content from me, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.